Good day, Pinoy Clixers and Mixers. I hope the day finds you well. And for this video, we're going to look at X-Men Marvel's Vulcan. Let's go! Okay, as always, before we unbox Vulcan, let's take a look at the box. And we can see here an illustration of Vulcan on both sides. Okay. And then at the back, we see the full illustration. And we can see the power of Vulcan emanating from his fist. And we see here a brief description. Marvel's Vulcan. Vulcan sets his sights on total galactic conquest. Standing in his way are the X-Men, the Inhumans, the Kree, and his brother Havoc. So Vulcan is based, I think, on the Roman mythology, okay, with the power to control energy, magma, and things like that. Okay, so build a figure, Bonebreaker Wave, set number 3. And he contains the left arm of Bonebreaker. Okay, so that is Vulcan. Okay, so before we unbox, the channel is Pinoy Heroclix. So let's open up some Heroclix figures related to Vulcan. And there's been 4 Heroclix figures of Vulcan. And we fortunately have all of them. We have one which is Golden Age. Okay, you can see this one. We have one that is, and 3 are modern legal. We have from House of X, Vulcan, and the Vulcan Prime, the Emperor Vulcan. And then another Emperor Vulcan in the Rise and Fall set. Okay. So let's take a look at each of the figures quickly. So the first one is Vulcan from the Giant Size X-Men. He has a special attack power. Okay. Omega level energy absorption. Modify Vulcan's attack and damage values by +1. For each time he was targeted by a ranged combat attack since your last turn. Okay, so he tends to be upset when he's attacked or damaged. Okay, that's part of his personality. He's a bit psychotic. Okay, but I cannot blame him because of his history. He was born in Shi'ar, in the Shi'ar Empire. And then he found out, I think, that he was Summers' brother, the youngest brother of Hope, or not Hope, but Cyclops and Havoc. And he always wants the approval, I guess, of the Summers family. So he tends to do some harsh things to get those approval. And he has a special damage power. Vulcan can use Incapacitate, Perplex, and Quake. Okay, so I guess that reflects his energy manipulation and absorption. Okay, let's take a look at the brief history of Vulcan. Real name is Gabriel Summers. Significant appearance is X-Men Deadly Genesis. Background unknown to mutant brother Scott or Alex Summers. A third Summers brother existed, someone more formidable than Cyclops or Havoc because he is an Omega level mutant. The boy called Gabriel became a Shi'ar slave on Earth. Okay, I think he was a slave of Eric the Red. Eventually escaping to Muir Island with no memories of his past, he learned through Moira MacTaggart about his impressive mutant powers. After being sent to Krakoa to investigate missing mutants, he and his teammates Sway, Darwin, and Petra disappeared. Sway and Petra, I think, died. This revelation, kept from Scott by Professor X, shakes Cyclops' faith in his mentor. Vulcan reappears years later as a mad space tyrant, an emperor of the Shi'ar Empire, and eventually usurps control of the interstellar Shi'ar Empire and begins a war with the Inhumans and the Kree Empire, the War of Kings. Yeah. So he's one of those mad titan, mad emperor in his case. Okay, but again, you cannot blame him because of his upbringing and everything that has been done with him. He has been shaped to become, I guess, mad and psychotic. The next Vulcan appeared in the House of Exet as a rare prime. Okay, so the rare is Vulcan, which is his madness controlled. Okay, and the prime is the Emperor Vulcan with full madness activated. Okay, let's take a look at Vulcan rare. Okay, Omega level energy manipulation, but he can be disrupted. Okay, so easily disrupted and annoyed, I guess. When Vulcan is hit, after resolutions give him an energy disruption token, modify his defense minus X, where X is his number of energy disruption tokens, and at the end of your turn, remove his energy disruption tokens and heal him that many clicks. Yeah, so make sure that when you are attacking Vulcan, you hit him multiple times, okay? Because if not, at the end of his turn, he will heal that many clicks, depending on how many times he was hit. Okay, and he has a special movement, hypersonic speed, and when he uses it after resolutions, he may make a close attack targeting a character that hasn't been hit this turn. So he can make 2 consecutive attacks. Okay, I like the flavor text of this attack powers. 23% penetrating psychic blast, 25% pulse wave. So it's like building up X-Men and cosmic keywords. And that's the dial for Vulcan. Okay, so this is him being reasonable. Okay, and the more powerful version would of course be the prime version, the Emperor Vulcan. 37B, Imperial Guard Shi'ar Cosmic Ruler keywords, Omega level energy manipulation, pulse wave, and Emperor Vulcan can reduce penetrating damage and has protected pulse wave. Okay, so making him very hard to die. Cloak indestructible energy, stop invulnerability, Magister of the Shi'ar Empire, leadership. When another friendly character that shares a keyword KOs an opposing character, after resolutions, remove an action token from that character and Emperor Vulcan. Okay, paying tribute to the Emperor. So he has a cape now as an Emperor, and you can see a different color scheme, although same sculpt. Color scheme is different, and the head sculpt is different with that extra power effect in the eyes. And long dial for this Emperor Vulcan. Okay, so I think he got married to Warbird, and then he usurped and became the Emperor of the Shi'ar Empire. Okay, Emperor Vulcan. And the last Emperor Vulcan we have is from the Rise and Fall set, which is the main storyline wherein he became the Emperor. Okay, so you can see a damaged eye. Okay, there. Okay, for Emperor Vulcan. So Shi'ar, Cosmic, and Ruler keywords. Gabriel Summers is again the real name. And one trait, which is newly crowned Emperor of the Shi'ar. Leadership, Mastermind. When Emperor Vulcan uses leadership and succeeds, you may instead generate a Shi'ar soldier on click number 1, and a unique modifier, friendly characters with the Shi'ar keyword that occupy or are adjacent to one or more Shi'ar flag light object modify attack +1. Including himself, of course, is affected by his own effect. And that's the War of Kings cover. Okay, Black Bolt, the king of the Inhumans, and I think Kree for a time, versus the king of Shi'ar, Emperor Vulcan. Okay, so really, one of the powerhouse Omega level mutants of the X-Men. If he's able to control his temper, madness, and psychotic behaviors, very much threat to other groups. Okay, so let's put him aside and open up our Marvel Legends. So this is a KLB, as we don't have the buff part. So we got this cheap because of that reason. So let's see. This should already be open. There we go. He comes with 2 alternate hands, open hands at that. Let's take them out first before we take out Emperor Vulcan in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, tight. Everything's tight. Tight joints, tight arms. Good. And among the Vulcan figures we have, he is closest to this one. So it means he has stabilized his madness. So let's try to pose him like this. A very simple pose. Straight, standing straight, with arms on the side, fisted, and a little tilted head. Okay. I just wish that he came with an effect, okay, to mimic this energy absorption and manipulation. Okay, but that's fine. You can always get that. Okay. Let's try to fix him a little. Okay. There we go. So that's Vulcan, Marvel Legends, and Vulcan Heroclix figures. What do you think about Vulcan as a character? And if you have the figure, do you like it? If you have the action figure, show me your poses. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope to see you. Don't forget to like this video, or else Vulcan will be mad. Bye-bye.